provide good services to our residents. And we need to have good facilities and good infrastructure. And instead of spending money on nice to have things, we need to spend money on the things that will support continued growth and support our taxpayers here in Carmel.
Mr. Spiegelman.
I am a 33-year business owner. As all of you sitting out there in the audience right now know what it means to have to develop your own business. You rise and fall on your own initiative. If you make quick decisions haphazardly, then your business could potentially fail. Some of that has happened here in Carmel. Though our mayor has created a beautiful city and infrastructure that is certainly acceptable, we have trouble spots that have been created. Why? Because of the lack of business planning, something that everyone here should understand. Why? What business planning? You have a $200 million Palladium, you have an art and design district. How are you going to attract people into Carmel to patronize your businesses that you spent your money to set up for you to be successful? It's not going to be an easy task because Carmel, as beautiful as it is, what does it have right now to attract people into this city? The Palladium? There's hundreds of those throughout the country. Art and Design District? I can tell you for sure there are several hundred of those throughout the country. Those are not attracting points. What my policy is and my plan is, as I have spoken for the last 4 years, is that we should have had and should still have a medium-sized convention center in this city to draw individuals in the city to patronize your businesses, and that will create more business tax revenue, and that will create the ability for this city to continue its growth. That's what's important right now, to attract people for a reason. It hasn't happened yet.
Mr. Brainerd.
I need to take a minute or a few seconds to respond to John about subsidizing businesses. The Redevelopment Commission doesn't do that, hasn't done that. John refers to party-time rental business. The city has an interest to purchase that property. That is not a subsidy of that business. That is an interest in the property. We have a great interest in that property because we have such a huge investment in the City Hall complex, and we've made representations to those that are invested in the city center that the redevelopment will continue in that area so that their property values continue to increase. Buying property and aggregating that property is one of the things the city brings to the table to help get private sector capital attracted to an older middle of the city, middle part of the city. We have cities across the country that have broken down, essentially abandoned downtowns. We don't want that in Carmel. But I ask you today, in closing, to separate the fiscal rhetoric from fiscal reality. We have low taxes. Most homeowners are paying less in city taxes today than they were in 1996, even before inflation's calculated in. We have a high credit rating that was raised. Actually, we would have had, John keeps talking about some bonds that were sold by the redevelopers, and debt that was sold by the Redevelopment Commission at relatively higher rates. Had the city council put the city's credit backing behind those, they would have been much lower and saved taxpayers some money. We're in good shape. We have beautiful parks, trails. Our administration has built Hazeldale Parkway, most of Illinois Street, Pennsylvania Street south of 116th Street, City Center Drive, Keystone Parkway, redid Main Street in the west, all these streets. This election is really about the road ahead and whether we continue to progress. Thank you.